Peconic Landing. Our world, our home. An unparalleled life care retirement community, nationally accredited, exceptionally unique. TV3 presents MDTV, featuring Dr. Bellamy Carter-Brooke, Medical Director of Peconic Landing. Your health, your life. The subject of this episode is osteoporosis.
Dr. Brooke, are my bones at risk?
So what you're really asking is, are you at risk for osteoporosis? This is a public health issue because over 10 million Americans have osteoporosis and over 30 million have osteopenia. And the majority of those people are over the age of 65. In fact, 1 in 2 women and 1 in 8 men over the age of 65 are predicted to suffer a fracture as a result of osteoporosis. So what are the consequences of osteoporosis? Potentially falls and fractures, pain and suffering from a fall and a fracture, loss of independence, and possibly nursing home care. In fact, 20% of women who fall and fracture their hip will die within 1 year of that hip fracture. So what are the risk factors for osteoporosis? Whites and Asians are at increased risk. People with thin body habitus, lack of exercise, calcium and vitamin D deficiency, and those with a family history of osteoporosis. So vitamin D deficiency can increase your risk for fractures. And without vitamin D, we cannot absorb calcium. Now there are several types of vitamin D. Vitamin D2 derived from plants, and vitamin D3 derived from animals and fish. Now those over the age of 65 require 1,500 milligrams of calcium daily. Our regular diet produces about 250 milligrams. And we get this from natural sources such as cheese, cereals, and milk that's fortified with vitamin D. But that's still not enough. And that's why calcium supplements are very important. There are 2 types primarily of calcium: calcium carbonate and calcium citrate. Calcium carbonate is often found in supplements like Tums. Calcium citrate, although a little bit more expensive, can be taken with or without food, better absorbed, especially if people lack the acid capacity in their stomach. Those are the people who are on antacids like Pepcid, Zantac, or Prilosec. And calcium should be taken 500 milligrams 3 times per day. Our body lacks the capacity to absorb more than 500 milligrams of calcium at one time. And if you take more than 500 milligrams at one time, you can suffer from gas, bloating, and even constipation. And sunlight, a great source of natural vitamin D production, but no more than 15 minutes a day, 3 days per week. So let's talk about screening. The National Osteoporosis Foundation and the American Medical Society recommend that all women over the age of 65 and those men at risk over the age of 65 get a screening bone density, otherwise known as a DEXA scan, which stands for a dual energy X-ray absorption scan. This is an X-ray that contains 2/10 of the radiation of a typical chest X-ray, and it could be performed within 5 to 15 minutes. So now I want to talk to you about prevention and treatment. Weight-bearing exercise has been shown to decrease fractures by improving both balance and strength. Stop cigarette smoking and decrease your alcohol intake. Calcium and vitamin D supplements. The FDA has approved medications called bisphosphonates. Osteoporosis can lead to fractures and the loss of your independence. It could be asymptomatic or painful if you do fall and suffer a fracture. Could ultimately result in nursing home care. It could be prevented by the adequate intake of calcium and vitamin D. Perhaps medications may be necessary. improve your exercise, and screening. The best way to prevent is to screen and diagnose osteoporosis.